Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video guys, we are going to be trying out a new foundation. So the foundation that we're trying out launched with 100 different shades of foundation. You heard me, 100 different shades. So like that is a lot of different shades. And that foundation is this right here. So this is the PUR Cosmetics 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation. When I saw this on, I think saw this on Trend Mood, I was very interested in this foundation just because I haven't tried anything from PUR, but also the thing with this foundation, it has a pump, but it is also a concealer as well. It has a concealer doe foot applicator inside of the bottle as well. What I'm gonna do is what I usually do when I try on foundations. I'm going to do a wear test. I'm also going to, of course, apply it without any primers or anything like that and give you guys the real deal, the real tea about this foundation. Alright, so I purchased this foundation for $36, which in my opinion, it is not bad for a foundation. So let's talk about the claims that this foundation makes. Redefine complexion perfection with groundbreaking long wear foundation and concealer that's formulated to instantly mask blemishes and imperfections, leaving behind a natural skin-like finish, conceal blemishes, dark spots, imperfections with the targeted doe foot applicator, or achieve a flawless all-over coverage with the pump. This longwear formula helps protect against environmental stressors like pollutants and high energy visible blue light for a healthier looking complexion. Like I said, the foundation comes in 100 shades and I have the shade DPG2. Also with the order I got for free, this is the brush that they recommend to use with their foundation. So I'm just gonna take one pump of the foundation and see how far it goes. So as far as the color match of this foundation goes, the color match isn't that bad. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself for getting a match that's pretty decent. To be honest, as far as this brush goes, I'm glad that I got it for free just because I'm not liking the way that this feels on my face. It feels a little bit rough. Even though they say just to kind of softly blend out your foundation, me personally, I really kind of like go in with whatever brushes that I'm using. Like this isn't bad, but this silicone part is a little bit too hard and it's almost like beating against my face. And then the bristles of the brush, they're a little bit on the stiff side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to blend this out with a different brush. So this is the foundation with one pump blended all over my face. Looking at it, it's a nice medium coverage. It's not too full of coverage. So let's try to build it up. I'm just going to see how it works just using the doe foot applicator it comes with. This is what the doe foot applicator looks like that comes inside. Just kind of like add more coverage where I feel like I need it. So as I'm applying this second layer and blending it out, it is definitely built up to a nice full coverage, so that is definitely a good thing. So with this foundation, I can already tell that, of course, it is medium to a buildable full coverage foundation. So very, very versatile. As far as the finish of it goes, it looks like a very kind of natural finish, like dead smack in the middle. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte or anything like that. And my skin looks really healthy. So that is a good thing. Alright guys, so the time now is 3:30. So I'm going to wear this foundation for the rest of the night. I may do a couple of check-ins just to check in with you guys on how the foundation wears, how it's doing on my skin, things like that. But yeah guys, I will catch you guys later at the end of the night. So this is my first check-in of me wearing this foundation. So it is a 5:15 right now. So it's been about 2 hours since I have first put this foundation on. So far the foundation is looking pretty pretty decent in my opinion as I'm looking in the camera. The one thing I have noticed is like, just like most other foundations that claim to have a natural finish, like those foundations kind of like, once I first put it on, like it kind of like, I won't say settles into those lines that the expression lines that I have on my forehead, but it kind of just kind of like is there, and then as it wears throughout the day, it just kind of like smooths over. So that is a good thing that it kind of reacts the same way as, for example, like the Too Faced foundation that I have, or the PUR Cosmetics foundation that I have. Those are my two favorites. So far everything's going well. The foundation is definitely keeping up with this natural finish. The one thing I have noticed is that the foundation is definitely not transfer resistant. So like, there's a lot of product on my glasses right here, and if I'm touching my face, like some of the product comes off. So that's the one thing that I'm noticing so far. But yeah guys, so I am going to continue wearing this foundation, and I will check in with you guys at the end of the night. Hey guys, so I am back home. It is 9:30 now, so it's been about it's been about 6 hours since I first put this foundation on. So this is what my face obviously looks like after a long day of wearing this foundation. Alright, so let's talk about what the PUR 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation claimed to do. So the first thing that it says is that it's long wearing and it's going to give you coverage. So I definitely agree with the coverage part. It is definitely going to give you the full coverage you want, but you can also shear it down as well, which is definitely a good thing. As far as long wearing goes, if you're the type of person who has oily skin, this probably won't wear as far as the finish goes for a very long time, just because I have combination oily skin, and this started off as a very natural finish, and I'm I'm a little oily, kind of like consistently like in the center of my face, like the T-zone, but it doesn't look horrible. It looks more like dewy than oily, which is definitely a good thing. But if you're like an extremely oily person, then I definitely recommend setting this foundation with a powder, and possibly also using some sort of mattifying primer as well. And speaking of the finish of the makeup actually looks pretty good. It's consistently look good all day. It looks very natural, very, very skin light, doesn't exaggerate any pores or texture or anything like that. So that's definitely a good thing about this foundation right here. The one thing that I do really love about this foundation is that you have the option of having a pump, or you have the option of opening up and have that like kind of concealer applicator as well. So if you're the type of person who like cares about hygiene and things like that, then of course you can just use the pump. But if you're the type of person who doesn't mind dipping in and out of the container with this doe foot applicator type situation and putting on your face and then putting it back in here, then that's definitely a good thing as well for you. So this gives you a lot of options as far as how you want to apply it. Now, as far as the shade range goes, the shade range in my opinion is a great shade range. So whenever I was trying to figure out a shade for this foundation, because I was ordering it online, it had a very accurate like shade finder tool where you can kind of like put in foundations that you own, and of course I put in a few of the foundations that I own that were decent matches, and it actually gave me a shade that was slightly lighter than this one, and I actually should have probably went with that shade, but I went with this shade just because, again, I was ordering online and I wasn't sure. But again, this shade isn't bad at all. It's a little bit, like just a little bit deeper than what my actual skin tone is. So with like a little bit of concealer and a little bit of concealer, basically it'll be my skin tone. So definitely not bad on my first time. Actually, this is my first time actually ordering a foundation online, so I'm actually pretty happy with the shade match. The foundation blended very, very beautifully on the skin. It blended really easily with my MAC 170 brush. Now with the brush that they say that they would like you to use is this PUR, what is it called again? BHolder brush, I think. honestly, I really didn't care for this brush. This brush, like it kind of sort of blended out the foundation, but the thing that I mainly didn't like about it was this like center portion here. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like squirt the foundation in this little center console right here, and then dot it all over your face, and then buff it out very like lightly over your face. And I'm the type of person, whenever I'm applying my makeup, yes, I do kind of buff and blend my foundation out, but I'm more so of a tapper, just to kind of like meld that foundation into my skin so that there's not any texture issues or anything like that. So personally with this brush, I don't like it. I do find that the center like silicone-y part is a little bit too hard. If this was a little bit softer, then yes, I may be more inclined to like this brush, but also the bristles on this brush are a little bit more on the stiff side. So overall, I don't think I will be using this brush again. I might pass it along to like one of my sisters. But as far as the foundation itself, I definitely recommend this for somebody who has normal to dry skin. You'll definitely love it, especially if you like a natural finish. Again, 100 shades, you're bound to find your shade in this PUR foundation. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you like these foundation reviews. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed. I upload videos weekly. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys later in the next video.